Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Mech X-4. This is a Disney XD series that ran from 2016 to 2017, 2 seasons, about 36 episodes or so, and yeah, this is pretty much entry level mech and kaiju type entertainment that Japan's been doing for it feels like a century. Uh, and we're only just catching on in America. I mean, to a degree. I mean, there's some people who are super into it in America here. No, no less than Guillermo del Toro, who did Pacific Rim and everything else. But this is on a slightly smaller budget, and it circles around a kid who is a technopath, who has the ability to control machines. He wondered why he was always having a weird connection with machines. Things didn't seem to work out well with them. Even his alarm clock would go off all the time, and toast would burn, and all that other stuff. But suddenly he realizes he has a kind of connection that he can control machines, and that leads him to discovering a giant mech, a giant robot, uh, in a junk heap, fully formed, right there, and he can control it. He just hops in, and he's on bungee cords as he hops around the room, and it mimics his movements. And when he gets hurt like a gets punched in the arm. Well, his arm hurts. It's numb or something. It's that kind of thing. It's a symbiotic relationship. Now, he's somehow now working, controlling this robot with his two friends. They're all like junior high kids. Okay, they're barely 13, 14, I guess, and they're goofy. They're silly middle-aged kids, middle school kids, as you'd expect them to be. What I found was they're surprisingly funny. They deliver their lines really well. Um, so yeah, I, I was I was expecting another just goofy, kind of yelling, experience that you get with a lot of Disney shows, where if they see something that they don't understand, they just go ah. I don't recall that happening in this. In fact, they're a little bit too comfortable with the whole thing right off the bat. And there's a certain little interpersonal interactions between Ryan, the kid who is a technopath, and his brother, who is like the star athlete in school, and everybody loves him. There's a bit of a rivalry there, and it sort of creates a little bit of tension within the family. Uh, Mom is an authority figure in the sense that she runs a business and invents wacky things, not technological things, but like breakfast food kebabs. I don't know. She's silly. It's aware that everything in this is fairly silly. It plays with all the tropes. They even sort of joke about things that are going on. They there's it's not taken too seriously. It's not too crazy intense, but I have to admit that even though it is a very reduced budget, and yes, you're not going to be wowed by, oh my gosh, those monsters are so well rendered, digitally rendered. It's just they look like they're right there in at the high school or junior high or whatever it is. No, you're not going to be amazed by the special effects in this. They're good for what they probably have to work with. They're great, because there's like a jaguar dinosaur in the first one. Then there's like an octopus thing that's, I don't know. It's anyway. It's they basically the villain. There is a villain, and I'm not going to tell you who it is, but there's a number of adult authority figures in these storylines, and one of them is revealed pretty quickly as to being the reason behind all the monsters suddenly appearing at a high school. Why? I mean, they didn't show up before the robot showed up here, and I don't know. So the timing was suspect. There is actually a growing mystery thread that goes through this. I only watched 2 episodes, so it was a 1 and 2 parter that really introduced the characters and the concept and everything else. And each kind of episode led into a little bit a greater mystery, a little bit of a turn. At the end of the second episode, I'm just like they did a surprising little thing. It's nothing like, oh my god, it's blowing my mind, but it's something that shows a little bit more depth of storytelling than I expected from the show. It's it's actually, it was engaging. I almost went for a third one, but I have I have so many things to watch. So I can't watch everything. I can't watch every episode of everything. So the two-parter pretty much satisfied my curiosity. It is definitely pointed at junior high kids and younger for the most part, but I think you, as an adult, you'd still get a little bit of a kick out of it, especially if you're like a big mech and kaiju fan. Um, yes, this is not gonna this is not gonna fill your mobile Gundam desires. It's not gonna fix your your Godzilla and Gojira and all. It's not gonna fill that hole in your soul that's missing when there's nothing new being produced. Um, it's still though, I think it's a great entry point if you're a parent who's grown up on monsters and robots fighting each other, especially the ones that come from Japan. This is a sort of a great little entry thing to show your kids if they haven't already found it already. It's a great entry point to say, hey, robots punching monsters and zapping things and uh, laser axes and just posing and doing all sorts of crazy stuff and being that kid. Like, this is kind of every kid's dream, but Japan has no, they haven't cornered the market on this. They've done really well. Well, Mobile Gundam and mech type stuff is to Japan as Star Wars is to America. It's just the way it is. They Mobile Suit Gundam, that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. I know I was going to say that wrong. Um, but kids, this is a amazing fantasy. Just dive in. Imagine being a kid who just finds a robot and you get to control it and make it do dances and save kittens in trees or whatever. It get a frisbee out of a tree and save a lady from being having her purse snatched at the lower at the lower level of fighting when you're not fighting monsters. The reason why they're doing that, of course, in a very modern sense of the realm of fake news and also with media sort of blowing things out of proportion, maybe editorializing a bit too much in some cases. There's a reporter who's like, this robot guy is more dangerous than anything. Now he's bad. And so they just sort of move the narrative there away. And the kids are like, well, we're trying to do good. We know who we are. So that's a little bit of another level of commentary storytelling that makes kids think that maybe not everything is exactly what it is as appears to be on the surface. So there's a little bit of great power and great responsibility kind of thread that goes through this as well. And yes, there is so much ham-fisted acting that comes from the adults, especially, who are just like, we are in a children's show and we're expected to be evil, or we're supposed to be smartass, or whatever we're supposed to be. We're going to do it to the nth degree. And it's first uncomfortable where you're like, oh, that's cringy. And then you're like, okay, I get it. They know what they're doing. They know that they're doing this. They know that it's supposed to be goofy and silly. Nobody's pretending this is Shakespeare. But surprisingly, in this, the kids have a bit of a stronger, I don't know, comedic acting presence than the adults. Maybe that'll revolve over time, but the interaction between the main three kids and the fourth, which I won't spoil for you, is actually really good. Yes, it's all very scripted, but the way they deliver it is I think realistic. And they also make modern references to certain things. There's a girl in this that puts all their antics up on social media. not real social media, but an Instagram type of thing. So it's still it's keeping within the modern realm of communication and understanding understanding popularity and how that works and how you earn it or lose it, depending on what you do or how people perceive you, whether it's your fault or not. So there's so many little things in this. It really surprised me that it was as good as it was. No, this is not going to change your life unless, again, like I said, you're a parent who's wanting your kids to get into robots and monsters. This is a great little thing. I think you could probably watch with them together, and it's very family friendly. It's nothing. It's Disney XD, so it's not going to be too scary or too weird or too uncomfortable or anything. So I think you can enjoy this as a family. So yeah, I'd seen this for a while. Whenever I'd search something with an X, this would come up, and well, I'm happy to say that I actually enjoyed what I saw. Not my favorite thing in the world, but it was better than I thought it was going to be. It's weird to be surprised. So let's pick tomorrow's episode.
361.
Oh, 361. Now we're just going up 10. Okay. Are you being a jerk because I plugged you in? Come on. Yes, it reset everything once I tried plugging it in. 361. Alright, 361 is a movie from 2004. And I'm not sure exactly what this means, what it is. There's other movies that have similar names, but we'll see. We'll check it out. I doubt it. I don't know if it's hockey related. It might be. I don't know. Miracle. Not Miracle on Ice or anything. It's Miracle. It's from 2004. So we'll check back here. It's another one of those Disney sports movies. I'm going to guess. Unless I'm just completely wrong, and I can be, and I have been, and I always will be. Yeah. Miracle from 2004 on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.